Hello, friends. We all know that it is not easy to find our own mistakes and our own faults to correct them, but it is quite easy to point out other people's mistakes and find other people's faults. A wisdom monk said, "When you point one finger towards others, there are three fingers pointing at you." There are times when we make a lot of mistakes ourselves, but still we keep finding out about other people's faults and mistakes. We all know that we should stop criticizing other people, but it can be difficult to break the mental pattern of finding others' faults and mistakes. Fortunately, this is a habit that we can change and we can take control of. There are a few things that we need to remember in order to stop finding fault with others and start focusing more on ourselves. Buddha once said that one should not find other people's faults or consider what good or bad other people have done or have not done. Instead, one should consider their own faults and good or bad doings. This is how to maintain self-focus. Once you acknowledge that no one in this world is perfect, it becomes extremely simple to understand why others make mistakes and why they continue to do wrong things. In the past, we always complained about why other people weren't doing things correctly. Why are people acting in this way? Why can't they be like me? It turns out that no one can be like you. You should not expect others to be like you. People are people. People differ from one another. And that is what makes this human existence and this human world so beautiful. People are vibrantly different from one another. There is an error. When we were learning physics back in the day, we used to calculate all the things and measurements. One thing we calculated throughout that process was called the human error. Now, what does it mean? It means that human nature is such that errors happen all the time. And sometimes those errors may be the most beautiful things in the world. Firstly, recognize that nobody is perfect. No one can be just like you. And nobody can act in the manner that you really want because everyone lives in their own world with their own likes and dislikes, and they live according to those intents and feelings. Therefore, we must recognize that nobody is perfect in this world, and that everyone struggles in life because everyone has an unsatisfied nature in their lives. The Buddha teaches that you should acknowledge the dissatisfied nature of your life and accept it for what it is. Once you do, you realize that there is this unsatisfied nature in your thinking, saying that just as you are unsatisfied, you can also relate it to other people, because other people are also suffering. Other people will also make mistakes and do the wrong things because they are also struggling in life. These are the things we must understand in order to stop finding faults in others, but instead focus on our own mistakes and inactions. Having said that, there is one more thing to consider. Should you forget about other people's faults and only concentrate on yourself? In my opinion, the answer is no. Since there are people in your life who you should be concerned about, and you care about the mistakes that they made, because these people live closely to your life. They are the people you love the most, and they are the ones who love you most. Always keep in mind that there is always a way to correct mistakes made by these people. Finding faults in those people is okay, but there is an approach to solve them. It is possible to correct them. But don't take the easiest path to correcting other people's mistakes. So, what is the easiest path? Using anger and violence to correct mistakes on other people is not a productive way. If you genuinely care about the lives of others and love someone, you ought to get in touch with them to rectify their mistakes in a more productive way. Rather than just clinging to their mistakes, you should consider the most effective method of fixing them. Don't make them continue doing it by holding on to their own mistakes. It will only make them more stubborn about their mistakes, so you must figure out how to approach them correctly. And the most effective way is to speak with them in private rather than in public. This is the best way to correct someone's mistake. Talk to them in private and simply explain the mistakes they are making. The more you focus on the positive aspects of people, the easier it is to approach them and correct their mistakes. However, the more we focus on the negative or dark aspects of people, the more difficult it is to communicate with them because we are dwelling on the past. It's all right to explain the consequences of the mistakes, but you must also praise and appreciate the good things that they do. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Your encouragement fuels our journey. So, if we just keep thinking about all the negative ideas or the negative points of that person, we will forget the strengths and all the abilities of that person that we can praise and appreciate. That is why just be more focused on the good side and the bright side of the people. Always keep these points in your mind and find happiness in witnessing the goodness of others. Till now, see you in the next video.